Alright, so this is going to be a very different video. And I'm not a complete monster, right? And I've told you guys, I can recognize when I make a mistake or when I go too far or if I need to correct something. And I want to be very clear in this video. Uh, I'm not really apologizing because I'm wrong in what I said. I'm apologizing because I feel like I offended this person and maybe I was a bit extreme with what the way I was saying things, right? So it wasn't necessarily that I was wrong, but I feel like maybe I could have said it in a better way. So if you guys watched that video, I believe it was Real Talk 45, I want to say. And I addressed a few of my viewers there. And I was very not friendly. Uh, One of my viewers, I am your muse. I have been talking to them on Telegram, and they've been very understanding of my words and what I said, and we have a great understanding. They've supported me for a while, so they know me pretty well, and no hard feelings there, right? But Robbie's, I feel like we still haven't gotten to an understanding, and I'm gonna be very patient with you. Not gonna be hostile. I'm not gonna rehash everything I've already said in the other video. I'm actually just gonna address your uh, most recent comments. I'm gonna show them on the screen, and I hope that we can get to an understanding. But I do want to apologize before I say anything else. If I went overboard, if I hurt you in some way, if I offended you, uh, I'm very passionate about the things I say, and I know I'm not wrong. I'm never wrong, ever, about anything. So when I have somebody that doesn't know what I know trying to argue with me and they don't know what they're talking about, it triggers me very quickly. And I know you're naive, you're innocent. You know a lot of things, don't get me wrong. You're not stupid. You know a lot of things, but you have a lot of information that's like you have truth mixed with lies and jumbled together. And the greatest evil, like I talked about, one of the greatest evils in the world is naivete and being gullible, because that leads you to believing things that are not true, and then you spread that to other people, and then you have a whole world full of naive and gullible people like we have now, believing in lies. And I'm here to reverse that and fix that, right? So we can get to a better world, because the way things are right now, they're not good, right? And sadly, the evil ones that control the world, they feast on people like you, Robbie's Hope. Like they love people like you because you unwittingly and unknowingly are doing their bidding. Like you're doing the work for them by spreading things that aren't true or wrong ideas. Now you may think that what you're saying is true. You may think that you know what you're talking about, but maybe that's just because nobody before me has had the capability to correct you. And I'm going to tell you this again, and I'm trying to be very polite about this. I don't need to be corrected by anyone. And this channel is not about people correcting me. Yes, I'm open to hear people's ideas, right? And people's viewpoints. I'm open to hearing what people have to say. However, when you're consistently disagreeing with me and you're wrong, there's a problem there that needs to be resolved. And I was trying to initially be nice about it. I did make a video. This is like the third or fourth video where I'm talking about you. And I had a video where I was very nice and not very, crazy. And I was telling you, hey, you know, there's an issue here. And I was trying to be polite about it, even in the comments. But you weren't getting the message. So I said, okay, I have to step it up a little bit because he's really not getting it. And she, I apologize. I don't know your gender, but you weren't understanding me. So I said, okay, I have to take it up to the next level. I've also, on many occasions in the messages and even in the videos, I've asked you to join my social media so that way you can communicate with me better, so we can have better talks. Like me and I Am Your Muse are talking on Telegram, and we're having great talks there. You can join us. Anybody can join us, right? That's why I made these social media platforms, so we can get to better understandings with each other and share ideas, spread ideas. If you guys want to post information, stuff like that. That's the whole point of that, right? But you're not understanding me, and that is causing me to lose my patience because I don't have. Honestly, the world is out of time. There's no time to play games. There's no time to be, patting each other on the back and patting each other on the head, saying good job, and trying to give everybody the benefit of the doubt. All that stuff is over. Like, we're way past the point of doing that. We're at a point now where it's like critical mass, critical danger, critical whatever. Like, we're at a critical point where it's like we do or die. Like, things have to happen now, like yesterday now. We're way past the point of cuddling each other, and all this soft stuff has to end. Like, we got to get to a point where things actually happen. That's what I'm trying to do with this channel. That's the whole point of this. So I think you misunderstood what this channel is about. This channel is not about me being buddies with my viewers. That's not what this is about. Although I'll admit that maybe I'll try to be a little more open with my viewers and a little bit more patient, which is this is the whole point of me making this video, right? But at the same time, if I need to put my foot down, I'm going to put my foot down, because it's not a game. Like, ironically, it's not a game. What's happening in this world? It's not fun. It's not cute. And I don't like it. I don't like what's happening. And when I see somebody inadvertently, without understanding what they're doing, contributing to the evil, which is you, Robbie, and I'm going to explain it. The way you're contributing to the evil is by not understanding the words that you're saying. You're saying things that are not true. And that is causing people that may come across your message on my videos to side with you, and you reinforce their views. And then now you have people that read what you say and may agree with you. And now you have more people that are wrong and naive and lost because you're saying something that's not true. Do you understand? So that's where the problem is, and that needs to be corrected. I've told you this before. So now I'm going to read your messages. I'm going to address them, and then hopefully we can move on, and I'll be more patient with you, all right, going forward. As long as you understand what I'm saying and we get to some common ground. And again, I always tell people this. I'm not forcing anybody to watch me. At any point in time, if you don't like what I'm saying or the way I'm saying things, you can turn the video off. You can unsubscribe and go watch somebody else. There are plenty of other people putting out lies and bullshit out there that you can watch. I would rather you guys watch me, because I'm trying to change the world for the better. Not just for myself, but for everybody in it. That's what I'm trying to do. But if you don't like the way I do things, I'm not for everybody. That's all I can say. So now let's get into your comments, okay? So now here, you said this yesterday, 18 hours ago, and I'm going to explain to you what you're still not understanding, and I'm going to address your comments, blah, 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 okay? You said, I thought the whole point of this was you getting to know your viewers as they could get to know you. I don't know where you got this idea, Robbies. And again, I'm not trying to be mean, but there's never been a point where I've ever said this. I've never, like, what I've said is, like, even just recently, I just made the social media so that you guys, really, it wasn't my idea. It was people were asking me. They were like, do you have a place we can gather, we can get together, we can, share our ideas, spread ideas. So I said, okay, let me do this because people keep asking me about it. So I said, all right, fine, let's do it. I don't, if that's what you guys want to do, okay. The weird thing about it was that I did that and then people didn't join the social media. So I said, why did you guys ask me to make this if you weren't going to join it, right? But I did make that for you guys. So if that's what you want to do, right? Join the social media that I've created. I fixed all the links. I'm going to show you again. If you go here, the links are in every video, and there's my Patreon, which I would hope you guys would support. I have Twitter and X right here. I have Instagram. I have Discord, and I have Telegram. So if you click these links, it'll take you to one of those channels, and you can join. And then we can have a discussion, a better discussion than what we've had on YouTube. But I'm going to address what you said about you thought, and I already read this, but I'm going to just go over it quickly. You thought that I was trying to get to know my viewers and stuff like that. So again, that's what the social media is for. But here, if you go to, my homepage, I guess, I don't know what to call this, but if you look over here, it says here, this channel will be discussing the real truth and nothing else. That's what this is supposed to be. That's what this is about. It's not about anything else. I don't know. Again, I'm trying to understand where you got the idea that this channel was about me getting to know people. And obviously that's going to happen over time. But honestly, that wasn't the initial intent, right? I didn't intend to start the channel in a way where I'm going to be friendly with people, because the stuff that I'm putting out is going to be offensive to a lot of people. And you're one of the people that's obviously gotten offended by the things I've said. You didn't like me correcting you. You didn't like the way I said things towards you. And I understand. I'm not, not completely blind to your feelings about this, but you also have to understand where I'm coming from. But anyways, let me continue with your comment. You said, I was just offering up my own experiences as I saw them from my own point of view. Did not mean to include you in any of it. It was my experiences. And when I see there are a few people that do agree with my opinion on certain things. So like I said, don't know you well enough to offer you anything other than my own experiences. But if you're not interested, then fine. I will keep those experiences to myself because I don't easily trust people and you're not helping. Well, my friend, it's so hard. Like, I don't want to be rude because this is supposed to be an apology video. But it's fine to share, share your views and opinions. The problem isn't that you're sharing. The problem is that you don't want to be corrected. The problem is you don't want to accept the truth. That's the issue that you're having. It's not what you're sharing in terms of this is my experience and hear me out kind of thing. Because I think that's what you're trying to say here. That you want people to hear what you've been through and gone through. And I get that. But when I'm correcting you, you can't be like, oh, well, I don't agree. Oh, well, I don't agree. That's not your experience. You not agreeing with me is not telling me your experience. You disagreeing with me isn't telling me your experience. You're opening up an argument. You're opening up a debate. You're opening up a disagreement, right? And then when I tell you the truth, you can't handle it, even though you told me you don't easily get offended. And you reiterated that a couple of times. But regardless, if that's the case, then I felt like, well, if he's being honest about him not being offended, then I should be able to unleash on him and tell him the real truth, and he should be able to handle it. But obviously I was wrong. And you were wrong when you said you're not easily offended, because me saying the things that I said, I was just correcting you. Yeah, I said it in a harsh way because you need to wake up and see the truth. But when you keep coming back to me saying, you disagree with this, you disagree with that, and you're wrong, I have to fix that. And if you don't like being fixed or being corrected, then the real truth is not for you. That's all I can tell you. I can't say it any nicer. I can't say it any softer. I don't know how else to say that, right? But anyways, then you said, but then again, maybe that's my own fault for not being able to elaborate and be able to express in a narrative in which people can understand it. Again, your issue wasn't you telling me your experiences. Your issue was you trying to debate me and disagree with me and correct me. How were you debating me? Well, you were telling me that you disagreed with me. Once you tell someone you disagree with them, you're opening up an avenue of argument. That, like, it starts an argument, because now you're like, well, I don't agree with what you're saying, because if you don't agree with what I'm saying, that means that you think that you're right and I'm wrong. Do you understand? So once you do that, and I know I'm not wrong, I'm never wrong, you're opening yourself up. Because now I'm going to have to show you how you're wrong. And I'm going to tell you the truth, Robbie. At least the people that watched the video, most of them agreed with me. Not many, I don't think anybody maybe agreed with you. But again, you say there are people that agree with you, fine. And that's my issue. If there are people that agree with you and you're wrong, you're leading people the wrong way by saying the things you're saying. So that's why I have to correct you. Does that make sense? I hope that makes sense. Right? Now, again, the only thing that I feel that maybe I was a little bit off about was maybe I was a little bit too harsh with you. And it's not because of you personally, but it's because I've heard these things before, right? So when I keep hearing the same wrong thing repeated over and over by different people, I get very annoyed. And after hearing it for so long, for so many years, I've lost the patience. I've lost it. I have no more tolerance left in me. So again, this channel is about the real truth and nothing else. That's what we're discussing here. This isn't a, hey, Robbies, so you want to tell me something you think maybe you know, maybe you don't know, maybe you're unsure of, or you just want to ponder and float, brainstorm ideas in your head and throw them at me and let's see what we come up with. Throw stuff at the wall and see what sticks. That's not what this channel is. I'm not here for that. I'm here to tell you what the truth is. Take it or leave it. I'm being nice about it. I'm not yelling. I'm not cursing. This is the real truth. Take it or leave it. All right. So let's continue with your comments. Then you said, as much as I have hope and faith, I still get disappointed a lot. But I have to hold on to that hope and faith because that's what keeps me going and keeping the nice and good side of me plowing through all this horror that has been exposed. And especially when it comes to the kids, that's what I'm truly fighting for, are the children. Well, that's a great cause. But just like children can be led astray, right? And you have a childlike mentality where you think you have the answers and then you come to me who actually has the answers and you disagree with me and you're being very childlike in your reaction towards me where you don't like the rebuttal that you're getting when you're being corrected. You can't go to someone, and you even said yourself in these messages, you don't really know me that well. So if you don't know me that well, you don't know my experiences, you haven't watched all the videos on my channel, you haven't watched my old channel, you don't know everything I've been through, yet you have, I'm trying to say it in the nicest way possible, you have the gall to try to disagree with me and correct me. That's an issue, right? And I would do that to anybody that comes to me because it's borderline trolling. And I'll explain how it's borderline trolling. It's borderline trolling because you don't know what you're talking about and you're trying to tell me something. So I feel like you're trolling me. I'm like, are you serious? Do you really think you have the capability to try to disagree with me when you don't know what you're saying? And you do know some things, but the things I'm saying, that's what it is. And if you don't like it or disagree, then you're wrong. Something's wrong with what you know. Somebody told you the wrong thing. Do you understand? And now you need to figure out why you have the wrong information and correct it. Whether it's with me or someone else, you have to get the right information. However you do that, that's on you. Right? And then you said, yes, I do know things. I know I'm not including you. Well, I'm glad that you cleared that up. But you kept saying we, and there were points where I felt like when you said we, you didn't really say we. Who were you talking about when you said we? You didn't elaborate on the we. So I automatically assumed you were including me when you said we, right? You see what I'm saying? Like, so there's no way for me to know when you use a general term like we. Maybe you should just speak for yourself, right? And say, I don't know this, or I'm unsure of this. Instead of saying we, you don't know what other people know or what they've been through. So don't talk for other people if you don't know. Just talk for yourself. Just say, I feel this way. I think this way. You see, I'm teaching you how to speak correctly. It's a very simple thing. Because then when you say we, obviously, even someone like me, I'm going to get the wrong idea that you're talking about me. Because as far as I knew, it was just me and you in the conversation in terms of what we were discussing. I didn't know who the other person was when you said we. I didn't see anyone else that you included in there other than yourself. So I was like, okay, is he talking about me too? Like you weren't very clear with your words. and you're to be fair, you said maybe you're not clear with your words, and that's fine. So you do understand that maybe sometimes you say things incorrectly, and that's cool. That's cool. And I'm doing this because I don't want to lose you as a viewer. I just want you to understand where I'm coming from. All right. So we get to some kind of common ground. Then you said there's only one person or maybe two that will know those things. Okay. And, I wrote what I wrote. I said what I said. I'm not sure how long you've been following me. You've been a pretty good viewer, a pretty good commenter. And it's just been lately you've said some things that triggered me because, again, if you're gullible and naive enough to believe some of the things you said, you're going to spread that stuff to other people. And that's what's causing the world to be in the situation it's in now. It's people believing in things that are not true. That's the whole problem that we have. Do you understand? So for me, being the real truth, I have to correct that. Or else what good am I? What good is this channel? What good is my mission and what I'm trying to accomplish if I'm not correcting things that are incorrect? Do you understand? Like, I have to do what I'm doing. And again, yeah, maybe I went a little bit over the top with you, but that's just years and years of hearing people say the same stuff you say and them not knowing what they're talking about. And then I hear someone else say the same thing again. I'm like, okay, here's another person doing the same thing, right? Like, it gets old. It gets old. When you know something is wrong and you keep hearing people say the same thing over and over and over, that's wrong. I'm sure even you would get frustrated. And you're like, come on, man, I already told you. Like, maybe not you specifically, but it's like you get to a point where you're like, how many times I had to hear this dumb shit? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it gets old. But anyways, I've said enough. I think you get the point. I will be posting this on YouTube, and I hope you join my social media so we can have better talks and we can have a vocal conversation so you can explain yourself better. And we'll figure it out, right? If you like, comment, subscribe, share where you can. Hit the notification bell. See you guys in the next video. Take care.